Hello everybody, welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host, and on today's video, discussing your imaginational scene and the assumptions you imagine it with, and then what is that feeling when you feel as if you are jumping back into the three-dimensional world. So just gonna go through that. Now, everyone understands this bit of imagining your wish fulfilled. Okay, you kind of know what that is, you kind of know what the feeling of it is, you have a desire, etc., etc. And you either imagine it with the intention of being it or the intention of hoping that this comes true at some point. You see, both are very different, but both are basically still imaginational parameters of your self-concept that you are now holding. When you set the intention, I'm going to imagine this with the absolute intention of being it, feeling it fully, feeling myself fully, abandoning myself to this completely, this idea completely. And because you do that when you fear something, you do that when you doubt something. When you are feeling the doubt or the fear of some reality experience, you have completely and utterly abandoned yourself to the very idea that this is real. To the point where you're not just thinking about it, you aren't just watching a scene, you set the intention that I need to prevent this. I need to stop this. I need to do something that says, I'm not this, this won't happen. You can see how your very thoughts about your own imaginational scene show you how willing, how much, how in depth, how much of abandonment of self to the very idea of what you are fearing and what you are doubting happening, coming true in your physical world, that you have said that this is my reality, this is reality. I almost absolutely unconsciously, if not completely unconsciously, right? This identity of you experiencing that world, of where that happens, your fear of it so much can't prevent it from being reality because you believe in it more than anything. Your own thoughts about it show you how much you are believing in it. So when you shift that same idea, well, okay, I'm going to intentionally abandon myself to my desired end. I'm going to intentionally know this, that I can literally imagine anything. I'm the knowing before any kind of parameter is set. I am the knowing before any kind of filter is set. I am the knowing that whatever is happening through my sense of self. Whatever is happening through my self-concept of myself. And I know that as the filter, the parameters, the assumption, the beliefs of what I see myself changes, what I experience it as changes. So I must be that pure, unfiltered knowing, even if that pure, unfiltered knowing is still going through a filter of filtering itself as that pure, unfiltered knowing. You see, you're setting the filter as filter out what I am, filter out myself, filter out the pure knowingness of myself that is infinite, that is everything, that is every question and answer as one, infinite, intelligent knowing that I am one with, that I am. And I'm knowing that through my specific vantage point, my specific manifested focus as awareness. Then you know that I can imagine myself as literally anything. Yes, we may have some beliefs that I can imagine myself as a horse running through, green open fields, but I'm not going to wake up in the morning with a tail, mostly. Right? But that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we're trying to rewrite reality. I'm not saying we're trying to rewrite biology here, right? All scripts are set. If you want to believe in a script where you suddenly turn into a horse, go for it. I'm not going to prevent that. Right? But ultimately, you are having a human experience. So from a human perspective, you are actually unlimited, okay? You are an unlimited supreme being having a limited experience, so you can experience yourself as that unlimited supreme being, that supreme infinite knowing. Now, from all of those images, all of those events, all of those ideas, you can imagine something that you actually want to experience. You can imagine something that you actually have it within you, that, hey, this unfolding, this reality, this experience, this is the parameters I'm setting my own filter as, and everything that is about this, everything that is this idea is going to be filtered out for my imaginational scene as me lighting it up, and that is what reality is right then and there. Because you're setting the filter as awareness to filter out your imaginational experience of what it is you are now desiring to be, with the intention of completely abandoning yourself to be it. And you feel it fully, you feel, right? You feel the bliss and the joy and the whatever. And then you no longer feel the need, the desire to actually keep on experiencing it. It doesn't change the wanting of it. It just changes the need to continue playing the scene out, because you know, hey, this is gonna just play out forever. I don't have the intention to play my Thursday randomly in my dream life, moment to moment, just that specific part that I was feeling. And then you don't hold on to it. You're done. It's done. It's finished. It was finished when you started. You played the scene with the intention that this is who I am. Then you reach the point where it's done. That is who I am now. And then you can feel like you are coming back to your three-dimensionally focused point where you think you left off. But that isn't really what's happening. It can't be, because you're not coming back to a 3D focus point. You never left any point that exists in all of reality. So you didn't go back to a point. You're simply no longer holding on to the imaginational scene. You see, you didn't go, I know Neville Goddard says, and the scripture verse says, I go to a place and prepare it for you, and then I return to take it to myself. And I get that, right? That's fine. But you don't actually return to the point where you left. One, because the point where you left, you never left. You were always everywhere. And the point that you are returning to is another moment in your own present experience of now. So you didn't actually go back to that same point where you left. So you never left. You never went anywhere. You didn't do anything. It may feel like forward momentum because it's you going forward as a new assumption now because you've changed. So what are you actually doing? You just naturally started to unfold as one with the physical moment of now from your own experiencing of imagining. So you didn't go and come back and then do that. You rearranged your physically focused viewpoint to your imaginational scene. Basically, you are lighting up all of your assumptions that you are consciously choosing to assume now. So as awareness, you started to be everything at once. All of your experiencing of who you desire to be at once. Then you stop holding on to the scene, the intention of being it. You just let that drift back into your own awareness, as your own awareness, your higher self, giving the idea to your higher self to, hey, unfold this for me, thanks. Basically is that, right? And then what happens is that it starts to naturally unfold from the very moment of you deciding and having set that intention. It was already unfolding. Part of you even imagining yourself, imagine your imaginational scene, which is what is happening. When you are imagining your imaginational scene, your 3D physical is still playing out. But what's playing out then? The same exact assumptions of who you are. Your 3D physical self is playing out the exact assumptions that you are imagining yourself with, because it's all happening within awareness simultaneously. So while you're no longer physically holding onto the imaginational scene, you already started to walk or exist with those new assumptions lit up. You're already it. That's why this popped in. There's a scene, the pool of Bethesda in The Chosen, where Jesus asks the crippled dude, at the pool of Bethesda, do you want to be healed? And he asks him about 4 or 5 times, do you want to be healed? Do you want to be healed? Do you want to be healed? And then the guy says, no one's helping me. No one's putting me into the water. Everyone tramples me. And Jesus says, I really didn't ask you about any of that. I asked you if you want to be healed. And he finally says, who are you? And we say, we'll get to that later. It's like, do you want to be healed? And then he's like, get up and go. Because he accepted the assumption. So he accepted his own imaginational beings of it, and he just got up and walked in the assumption that, hey, I am that healed version right now. I am that identity, like right now. I don't know why I started sounding like a teenage girl there for a second, but yeah, but like, yes, you actually are that version of yourself that you are right now. The one that you were imagining, you are it right now. You are being it entirely. There's no difference between your 5D imaginational knowing, your 4D experiencing of the desire at some random point that you have decided that this is who I am, and your 3D physically focused self. It's the same assumptions playing out all three at the same time now. So you didn't return to the 3D physical moment. The 3D physical moment started to continue as those assumptions because it's brand new. So you never went back anywhere. And you aren't even going forward in time. This is another moment. You are entering an imaginational scene by lighting up the assumptions and the intention of experiencing yourself as you would like it to be, with all those assumptions lit up at once. They still lit up, but you're just holding on to a specific scene that's part of that life. But this scene is part of that life because you are all parts of life. You lit something up. Now your three-dimensionally physically focused self is experiencing what you have lit up and you're walking as that. It's a chosen point of reality where your entirety of your assumption is lit up in that moment, and you know it. You are being everything all at once. All of your assumption at once. You're always being all of your assumption at once, but you are choosing this moment of experience where the appearances are exactly how you like it, exactly what you want it to be. You are exactly where you want to be. You have the money you desire, the love you desire, the body you desire, the career you desire, the place where you want to be living, how you want to be living, how you got there, where you're going. Everything is lit up, everything in as a knowing all at once. And your three-dimensional, physically focused self immediately is playing out those assumptions. This is the only way it can work. This is the only way it can be. Because it's the only way it's simply just knowing that I am it. Not exactly what I'm saying, but the knowing of it. So I go to your own knowing of what I'm saying. You experience that everything that you are in this physical moment. Then you give the feeling of it, then you go forward as the imaginational scene, etc., etc. There's no going back and forth. You aren't going to your imaginational scene. You aren't coming back to your three-dimensional world. There's no backward. There's no forward. It feels like forward momentum. Only because you are going forward now as being aware of a new version of yourself. Consciously. You're always going forward as a new version of yourself. And it used to be unconsciously. But now you are conscious that you are being a new version of yourself. It always feels like this new forward momentum because it always feels new, because it was always fresh, it's always new, it's always fulfilled. So you're kind of just going in a momentum sense, the feeling of forwardness, but it's more that you are expanding your own awareness. So in a sense, you are going forward, but not physically. You're going forward in awareness by knowing more of yourself. It's like you're going forward in a book. You're becoming more aware of the book. It is forward momentum, but you're not actually physically changing place. You aren't going forward in the book. You're going forward in the awareness of what it is. So it feels like you're going. And I am here in my imaginational scene, walking forward in my imaginational knowing that this is who I am now, and that this is who I am now, because it's all imagination. Your 3D physically focused self is automatically you imagining it solid. I've been talking for about 14 minutes now or so, but the 14 minutes prior to what I was saying now is gone. Back to potential. Where is it? So it's no longer physical. It's going to keep being physical here and now. And under what assumption are you moving forward in awareness? Are you moving forward in awareness as? That is the assumption. I broke it down really succinctly there. But yeah, that's assumption. It's basically you moving forward already as the chosen parameters of your self-concept, the chosen assumptions of yourself, the chosen beliefs of yourself. Like, what do you want to now believe in? And I am infinite, and from that infinite, I am this. I am this person. This is my world. I'm going to choose to live in and as my world as I see fit. As I see that fits myself now, because the world has to fit me. I don't fit in my world fits in me. I am your host. This is Rewrite Your Reality with this. Thank you all for joining me so much today. Much love, much light. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for all of it. Thank you for joining the TikTok page. Thank you for joining the Facebook page. Much love, much light, and I will see you guys all in the next one.